shut down Wednesday.
Yeah.
Because they always could swap and not take a half a day.
Yeah. Yeah. Work the full day.
We've had a lot of successes this year. I think that's a good way to reward you and your crew to.
And I think we'll make sure we post it out there and bright and early, you know, we can do it
Do it
soon.
out there first thing tomorrow.
Yeah, I was gonna say, as far as the time of year it is, I don't think, you guys must not be too busy that day anyways, you know.
Motion's made, second, all in favor?
Thank you very much.
Next, a review vote for acceptance of $6,700 grant for the fire department to purchase a CO monitor.
Chief Coughlin wrote an application for a grant for a CO2 monitor. This is like an oxygen monitor that you put on your finger that tells you what your CO is. It's a $6,700 unit and 25% match on the town's. I know it's expensive.
Okay.
The grant's for $6,700, and the cost of the unit is not to exceed the $6,700. I don't even know what it's
But it's for the finger?
It's, I guess the expensive part of it is actually a piece that comes on their finger.
It's about this big. It's like a one of those automated blood pressure cuffs. Looks kind of like that unit. Has a little cap that goes over your finger. It's like a pulse ox. So it detects CO in the blood. So if we go to like a fire call or something, and they say that the CO alarm's going off, the furnace is malfunctioning or whatever, there's CO in the house itself. This will actually tell us if their blood contains an excess of CO that's beyond normal in people's blood. So that can determine whether they go to the hospital or if there's actually something happening inside their house to take further action on that. So.
I was just thinking of the thing, the small pulse ox, it's like.
Yeah, it's the same thing that does oxygen concentration, but this does carbon monoxide concentration.
Well, a pulse ox, you can't tell CO or.
Correct.
Or
Just-
oxygen.
Just
There's
pulse
something in
and-
your blood.
Right. Yeah.
Did you say there was a match that we had to do to this?
25%. So the total grant amount is for $6,700, and the town would have to kick in 25% of that to qualify for the grant.
I'd make a motion, we accept the grant and pay the department that we have to pay the 25%.
Motion's made, we have a second. Second by Buzz, all in favor? We go back to item 3, or we're not going there yet?
We can do it. I guess she's not going to be able to make it. I called her earlier and she said she was going to try to be here, but apparently something came up, so she couldn't.
We're on.
Okay. A few weeks ago, I was approached by a woman that lives here in Oakland. Her name is Sandra Terriel. And she came in and she said that her daughter was very interested in law enforcement in the future, and that she would like to make some kind of donation towards a vest for a canine. And I told her we don't have a canine program, so that wouldn't do us a lot of good right now. She said, well, what about for a vest for one of your officers? And I said, well, I mean, it just so happened that we were in the process of hiring a new officer, and I told her that we were going to be hiring one soon. She said she would like to purchase the vest, the bulletproof vest for that officer. I explained to her that it was in the neighborhood of $700 or something, and she said, that's fine. I would love to do that. Just let me know when you've ordered it. I said, thank you very much, and then we hired a new person, and I got the quote on how much it cost. It was $706.26 for that, and she brought in that day, she brought in the money order in the amount of $707. So she would like to make this donation to the police department for that purpose, and we thank her very much and very much appreciate that. I wish she was here. We were hoping to thank her publicly, and allow you people to thank her as well, but something must have come up.
So I'll need a motion.
I'd make a motion, we accept that grant, and the chief of police write her a letter to thank her for
Be my
that
pleasure.
grant.
Second by Mr. Nutting, all in favor?
Thank you very much.
Moving on to the manager's report.
The only thing I have for you tonight is the library report for September. And there's nothing notable really on the report, just the status. So if there's any questions on that, I'd gladly take them. If not, that's all I have for you, gentlemen.
Mr. Bowman, do you have anything?
Just to follow up on our last meeting with the repairs of the dams in the area. I told you I'd come back with a little bit of information as to how they prorate the figures, and it's based on the mileage that each of the towns has on the lakes. And our percentage is, I think, 17% of the total, and then we are assessed 17% of whatever the total request is by the committee. We have to then approve it and put it in the budget. Right now, there's going to be a temporary fix on the Wings Mill Dam. Basically, they take the Advantex, I believe it's called, and they'll actually apply that to the existing dam and put bags of rock against it to keep it there. And they should get 1 to 2 years out of that temporary fix. Then the next stage will be how much we can actually do. It's going to be $100,000 just to come up with another short range one, and then up to $1 million for a more permanent structure. There has been no decision, no movement to what we should be doing. We're right now we have the 1 year, 1.5 years, hopefully that we keep the patch in place so we can make a decision. And there is a possibility that they go out to bond something if it was a large expense. But that, is going to be the discussion for the next couple of months over there. They are also contacting the other towns that are not now part of this group to, strongly suggest that they take part, because they have no voice in it, but they also pay no money towards it.
Mr. Buzzell?
I see in the back of this packet the Cedar Village.
Yeah,
Update on
actually, I'm
that.
glad you brought that up. So, we had an incident where somebody was building a house up on not Extel Terrace, it was Andrew Terrace, and they cleared their lot. They actually cut down 3 trees that belongs to the Cedar Village place. The people at Cedar Village had actually sent us a letter, which I believe you actually have a copy of it, and Toby Schneider is the president, and she's requesting that the town either adopt a new ordinance or at minimum some type of fact sheet that is given to the new owners building a new home and driveway, etc., to help eliminate this problem. The problem with doing an ordinance and requiring somebody to survey is if somebody has a 10-acre lot, they decide to build right in the middle of the lot, the property boundaries aren't an issue. So Dave and Savage and I sat down and talked about this, and we did develop a fact sheet, and I gave you a copy of that. The last 2 items on that fact sheet are recommended items that we would recommend anybody to do. So basically, they come up to get a building permit, they'll get one of these, and this tells them what they should be doing. I really think the ordinance would be overkill on this. And state laws that, they're in violation, we've experienced that one other time, and I don't think this is going to go any further than the conversation that Dave Savage had with the person who did the lot. It was one of those deals where the property lines were there, and they're marked out with ribbon, and he thought those were valid property lines, and it was an honest error on his part. 3 trees, one of them was fairly big, the two of them were just brush. I mean, it was just a group of trees that had grown up. Any thoughts or comments on that?
So, I'm sorry, this is the sheet of
Fact
the
sheet that we
proposed
generated that will go out with a new home builder. It tells them that.
requesting that they should have a survey if the boundaries are not
Those are
established.
necessary items needed to approve.
Because that wouldn't really help in this case, because they thought the boundaries were established.
Absolutely.
Sometimes you just can't win.
Anything else? Mr. Nutty?
I'm good.
I wanted to bring up, now the police chief's here, a good time. It happened 2 or 3 months ago, and I'm sure you've seen it on the way to work, down by the Gagnon and Fatfield Street interchange there, that intersection, there was another set of skid marks and some speedy dry in the road where there's been another accident. There's been a few there in the past, and I think there was something in the paper the other day about some town requesting the state to do a survey of how many accidents had been at that intersection. I don't remember what town that was in, and I think you've done it here before. But I
Yeah.
don't know how many
They usually send us on, I don't know what their timeline is, but they send us surveys on high accident areas that we get on a pretty regular basis.
well, they know them without you telling them where they are.
Yeah, well, that's just for high incident areas. And I haven't seen one there, but the ones that we have had there in the past have been bad ones, because it's a bad
Yeah.
location.
I don't know how bad this one was the other day. I'm sure you saw it there.
Yeah.
Speedy dry and oil in the road and skid marks, but that's all I saw.
Yeah.
And, but I know there's been other ones there. I know Morris Anderson got run into there a few years ago.
And what it is people coming off the county road.
Yeah.
And they're not clearing that hill.
Yeah.
and
Right.
They're not looking.
But I didn't know, what the process was to see if the state considered it a high accident area. I think it seems like up the other end of town by the Grange, you had that looked at once or something.
Yeah, certainly back before they changed that intersection.
right.
That was a
Yeah.
bad spot too. It's better now because they have it stopping on the
Yeah.
on the down
Chris
the
Huck
side.
actually has that information. He has talked with me about Main Street because that was one of our higher crash areas, but
Yeah.
what it turned out to be parking lot movement from
Yeah.
a couple of the businesses up there. The other one was KMD. I
Yeah.
mean, the state gets that information because of the accident reports that we fill out, and they accumulate all that stuff, and we get the data on it. I've never seen anything come through as far as that.
I haven't seen anything on there, on that location in particular, no. And you're right, it's usually those areas, Main Street,
Yeah.
parking issues and that kind of thing.
That's all I had.
Church Street has a couple huge potholes. If he, I would meant to call Jeff, I mean, they're just big
Yeah.
and deep. So if we could. take
We've
care
got
of
one right on Main Street too, Mike, right by Rite Aid, and those are both state roads.
Yeah.
And so, but I'll talk to Jeff and see if we can't get some up in there.
Okay. Anybody else have anything? Nate, Kelly? Oh, nothing. Make the motion.
Make a motion to adjourn the meeting for the evening?
Secondly.
All in favor? Good night, and thank you for coming, folks. Probably, exactly. He's like that too.
Hi, Kelly. You want? I got your message when you sat down.
I didn't get a chance to say hi.
The message.
You want to send me a message?
Better check it again, boss.
No, seriously. I think I didn't.
Oh, yeah?